Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. My hair is wet. I have just finished taking a shower and getting ready for my day. And we are in Gardens 25. It is an open collaboration. All you have to do is use the hashtag Garden25. Attach a tag to my channel so that I can find your video and show your garden. We're going to be doing this from May through September. So everybody jump on board. This is going to be a fun gardening season, I do believe. We are out in my victory garden area, my back garden area, and we are doing it a little bit different this year. Right now, I am getting ready to plant a bunch of herbs. So I've got all kinds of herbs here. I've actually got more herbs in the house, I do believe, but I'm going to be planting some mammoth basil, some broadleaf sage, some thyme vulgaris herb. I've got hyssop planted, but I'm going to also add some more hyssop to that. We've got Italian oregano. I've got 2 packages of that. We've got a little bit of dill left from last year. I've got some flat leaf parsley. We're going to get those planted today, and I'll show you the rest of the garden as we go along. First tip I'm going to give you is if you don't want to wear your garden gloves and you actually want to get your hand in that composted manure that we're using. Yes, I think I'm about one of the luckiest people in the world to want to put my hands in manure. Yes, I am. So I've got a little baggie here and a bar of soap. Now you can use your scrap soaps, you know, the ones that are too small to use. And you just want to scrape your fingernails across that soap. And what that does is that puts that soap underneath your nails, and it will make it so much easier for you to clean your fingernails and your hands when you're done. So I've got that hand done. Let's do the other hand. And just scrape across until you know you've got soap underneath those nails. It's not going to hurt your plants, and it is a cheap way to keep your fingernails looking nice throughout the season. So let's get busy planting these seed, and then I'll show you the rest of the garden. So y'all make sure you stick around. And gardeners, you want to get involved in this collaboration, because what is more fun than gardening together? I'm in Zone 7B in West Tennessee. Let's get started. I'm trying to be careful because I have okra planted over here and it's already up. These 2 plants here we bought from the Amish. It's anise hyssop. And so I've got some perennial hyssop that I'm going to be putting in here as well. Let me get my tag back in there. And I'm just going to sprinkle the seeds on the top. The soil is already wet. We had rain last night. Get all the seed out of my bag. And this is a perennial. This will come back year to year. And so we want to make sure that we get this covered in seed, and then we're just going to lightly go over the top and move those seeds around and get those planted. I'm just going to leave my bag right here on the edge so I know exactly what I planted. I am planting in mineral buckets, and this is a composted horse and cow manure, and maybe some chicken manure mixed in. It's very rich and fertile. Look there, very rich and fertile. So this is just an Italian flat leaf parsley. I like growing my own herbs and drying them myself. I save a lot of money that way. And then we buy other herbs that we don't grow at our local Amish community because, not Amish, the Mennonite store, because I can buy in bulk and I can buy it cheaper than anywhere else. And I know that the herbs are fresh, and more than likely they are organic. Now they do have an organic section with not as many herbs in it, so some of those may have some chemicals on them that we can't control. Go ahead and stick my bags down in here. Now this says to sow 1/4 inch deep and space them 6 inches apart, and to harvest regularly. And I'm already dropping seed into my soil here. I'm just going to pick that soil up and kind of scatter those a little bit. I'm not worried about the spacing on them because this is being grown in buckets. And I just want to make sure that I don't see seeds sitting on top of the soil. And the reason I say that is because our chickens get over in our garden still. We got to get in here and make sure that they can't fly over the fence. So that we're going to be doing some wing clipping soon, I hope. I'm just going to turn you because I'm going to another bucket here. Just move you over. And I think you can see what I'm doing there. Let me see. There. This one is the mammoth basil. This is a burpee heirloom seed. I think I picked this up at the dollar store. It's a Fort Hook Farms heirloom. And you notice I'm using multiple packages because they don't put very many seed in these things. And I want a lot of my herbs this year. I'll come back out here later on and I will label everything so that I know where I've got everything planted. And again, I'm just going to wipe over the top of the soil, just enough to mix that soil over the seed. This is the mammoth dill from last year's seeds. And I want a good healthy crop of this. Make sure I'm getting all the seed out of the package. Dill is such a delicious herb, and I love it in salmon patties. It's a great complement to fish if you're a fish eater. And again, I'm just going to wipe my hand over the top and try to get all those seed mixed in. I'm hoping to get them in the ground far enough that the chickens don't see them and they won't be pecking for the seed. So just going to push some of those down in there that I'm seeing on top. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. We're going to move down to the next bucket. Got the string in here. This is lamb's quarter behind me. We're going to dig that out, and it looks like I've got a volunteer of some kind of plant here. This might be squash, or it might be watermelon, because we had watermelon on this side last year. But I think it was further back, but you know, birds leave drop seeds all the time, but it looks like we got a volunteer of some sort right there. Moving right along. And make sure I got the bucket in the frame. There we go. This is the thyme vulgaris. I really never have paid any attention to what type of thyme I used. In the past, I've just grown it. And these are really tiny little seed. Stick my package in there, and I'm just going to kind of swipe across the top. The birds won't see those seeds, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to move to the next one. This is my broadleaf sage. The idea is to get my garden herbs in their forever homes and let them go to seed and reseed themselves year to year. And I'm hoping to get a lot of sage out of this because that's one herb we use a lot of in our household. I'm just going to go ahead and start mixing these seed in. Go around the edge and just grab some of that soil that's along the edge to cover the seed up. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. We've got one more pack of seed to plant, and then we're going to show you the rest of the garden. We have about 40 to 48 plants of tomatoes. This is Roma. We have some cucumbers growing right here on our arch. I've got 3 basil plants that I picked up from the Amish, and this is Amish paste. We like that tomato. It has a large 8-ounce fruit on it. This one is Kentucky beef. And we have some tomatoes in these 2 bins. These are Beef Master. And it looks like we have something else growing in there. I'm not sure what my husband planted in there. So we'll find out what that is. Got to get that away from our bin. These are the Louisiana purple pod pole beans. And so we've got 2 arches there of those. Our cream peas are coming up. And we planted some purple hull peas here. This is our tansy from last year, and we're not going to put anything else in there with the tansy. That's going to come back year to year. And I'm real excited to have it in here. Tansy actually helps with mosquitoes, from what I understand. We have some wild honeysuckle and wild blackberries. And our friend also gifted us some raspberry plants, and I think this one's going to pop back. We planted 5 of them. We'll see what happens. Got a beautiful weed here. I have no idea what it is, but it's got beautiful wildflowers on it. And if anybody knows what that is, let me know in comments. Get a close-up of the flowers. We planted 2 lavender plants by our gate. Our blackberries are blooming, and I'm hoping we get some blackberries this year. We're going to have to come up with something to cover them to keep the birds off of our blackberries this year. We also have wild blackberries along our little hillside, and we have yet to get a blackberry off of them. We have all sorts of bell peppers planted. I don't know how many plants we actually got. I think there's about 40 bell pepper plants this year. We have some eggplant. We have some hot peppers. These are cayenne, I do believe. No, these are hot banana. And we have Tabascos. The bell peppers are yellow, orange, and green this year. And I think this is sweet bell peppers. I've got to get out here and dig that up because that's where my rhubarb is. Y'all pardon all the stuff that my husband has in the way. And these are the cayenne. And we've got to get out here and put something on them to keep the rabbits from chewing on them. And there is my other tansy right there. The strawberry plant that my friend gifted me is doing very, very well. And we got little strawberries growing. These will run. They have runners on them. She says keep the runners clipped until the fall and then allow them to run, and you can have new plants in the spring, and the new plants will have smaller strawberries the first year, but the second year they'll have bigger strawberries. This is my garden that needs to be weeded. This was the Grow Big garden last year. I've got strawberry roots in these, but I don't know if they're going to do anything. These 3. And I've got potatoes and garlic in most of these buckets back here. And here are our carrots that wintered over, and they're doing very, very well. We purchased some ferns for our welcome sign and our new plant ring there. And of course, y'all know my flower bed is always a mess. We're going to be moving flowers out of there this year and hopefully get all of this cleaned out and just have mint growing up against the house. I planted a sedum variety. If you put it in the sun, it gets darker green. If it's in the shade, it gets a lighter green. And it's one of those plants I don't have to really worry about. It will fill in this pot very nicely. We planted 2 varieties of ivy and some yellow petunias because yellow is my husband's favorite color. And I'm going to come over here. The hostas are coming up, but this is my Japanese iris. And it is so pretty. The colors don't even show up good on the phone. Very pretty. I've also got my chicks and hens. My friend gifted me those. Some cactus out here. My house plant. I brought those all out, so they'll be out all summer. Well, y'all, that concludes our garden, first garden video of the season, really. And I really appreciate y'all coming along. What are you planting in your garden this year? What are you planning on putting up? Canning, freezing, dehydrating, so that you'll have food preserved for the next few months, the winter months. And what are you growing? Especially what are you growing? What zone are you in? And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. comment below the video, share the video out. And if you're a content creator that gardens, please jump on board. Drop your videos anytime. You may want to let me know because there's so many people using Garden 25 out there. So make sure that you're tagging me in the video and you're emailing me at the hillbillychickenranch@gmail.com so that I can get your videos uploaded into our official playlist. It will be below the video. Thank you, my friends, for watching. Remember, this is May through September, and there's so many wonderful garden collaborations going on right now. Make sure you check those out as well. Be blessed, everybody.